when these guys won after the game before Christmas, but even more than that, it felt like you guys needed to make some kind of a statement against these guys, given how close you are in the standings and the way they've had your number.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you hit it right there. I mean, a couple things. We knew it was a big game. I mean, you don't want to dwell a lot on it in order to let the guys kind of figure it out, but they came out, and we made a couple of mistakes, and you know, it cost us early. But you know, the guys, you know, knew that this was going to be a grind. We said before the game, this is going to be a 60-minute game here tonight. There's not going to be any free time to do anything because they're playing hard, and it happened that we needed 60 minutes to win the game. But I think it was great because, again, we keep talking about staying the course and keeping that structure, winning or losing during the game. But these are the teams that we got to learn to beat, teams that are big and strong on the boards and grind you down. And you know, we went 5 periods there scoring a goal against them, so the guys stayed with it and found a way.
First 7 or 8 minutes, you talk about structure. Were you kind of looking out there wondering kind of where your structure was, or did you see enough? It looked like.
No, you know what? It's.
It looked like your team. Right?
You know what? They came out. They're a big team and they play hard. They came out. You know, they played their game the first 10 minutes. I mean, we were. You know, it's. Can't make excuses, but we played a lot of games these last few days, and it looked like we were a step behind, and we needed to be a step ahead of them. And so they played their game. They came out the right way and played hard and created turnovers and capitalized and be down 2-0 right away. So we just said, let's regroup again and let's have a good second period.
The cameras caught Eric on the bench right before the start of the third, kind of being pretty vocal with his teammates there. Is this the kind of game where you kind of have to look at your leadership group and say, go out and do something?
Yeah. It was good because, you know, I started to see a little less frustration in games like this right now with our leaders, and instead they're vocal and they battle through and found a way to win a hockey game for us. I mean, everyone should feel part of it and contributed, but you know, if your best players come through like that, that's a great sign. And instead of getting the frustration, which, you know, at times maybe earlier you see Eric, you know, last year, different times, but you know, now it's more like, you know, you go by your actions. And in the last you know, few weeks here, he's really elevated his game and put with big plays, and you know, that's a big game, and our big boys come up and with big goals and made a difference.
How about Jordan's?
Yeah, I mean, well, it was good because
It
was a nice goal, and it was nice to see because he had a few 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s
right.
that he was getting frustrated, and then he comes up with a big goal. But you know, he started to play a bigger man's game in the second half of the game. He was hitting again late in the second, and straight line, and we needed those, you know, big guys to play that way against a big team like theirs because they don't give up much.
When Jordan overskated that, what would have been a 4-on-1 early in the second there. Is that the point where you think maybe this isn't our night?
You know, you're in the heat of it now. You think, you know, we almost wanted to tease him because he was so frustrated with himself. But we were like, whoa, that would have been a nice opportunity, especially when you had Skins going along with him and that. And but he knew it, and but you know, that was the one good thing when you see that emotion, and you know, the guys are into it and trying to battle through these tough games like that, and you know, and then they get their, you know, good results. That's good to see.
You talked about maybe the fatigue being a factor in your start tonight. You got to go to Montreal. They're going to be banging for blood up there.
Yeah.
Does you have to do something differently to avoid that again tomorrow night, given the circumstances?
You know what? I think this is the challenge to our guys. This is for us to get to the next level. I mean, actually, tonight was a real test, you know, but now it's like we can't let anyone off the hook and no excuses. It's the schedule, you know, can't do anything about it. And we're going to go up against a team that's, you know, not happy about the game. They got a day off yesterday. They had a big practice today. They're going to be sitting waiting, and you know, they're you know, they want to get their game going. So our guys, the challenge is, this is like playoff style hockey. You got to grind through it when you're tired, whether it's mental or physical, and you got to find a way to get the job done. And these are like extended playoffs. These are our young guys, and guys that have been through this kind of stuff. We're going to have to learn to to get the job done.
You call up an extra forward today from Charlotte. Can you just explain you had 13 out there.
Yeah. Well, you know what, just you know, thinking ahead, you know, as far as like, hey, if we, you know, look at the amount of games that we're playing, we feel we need to rest a guy. He's here rather than fly him in tomorrow. Plusha's been playing really well down there. He's an ex-Hab, so if we throw him in tomorrow, it's an old team, and he played really well when he was here. So, you know, we'll look at tonight on the plane and talk about it tomorrow morning. But instead of, if we are going to use him, he's here and he's flying up with us and he's ready to go.
What happened to Jordan pregame warm-up?